What if I told you one of the smartest minds behind XRP might be wrong about its future price? Hey guys, welcome back to Whiteboard Crypto Update. In today's video, we will talk about XRP. So be sure to stay focused, as you surely don't want to miss out on this. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications by hitting the bell so you never miss any of our uploads. This video is for educational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. So let's get straight into it. First, I want to make something very clear. There are fundamentally two types of people in the crypto world, and understanding this difference is key to everything we're about to discuss. On one side, you've got the builders, the engineers, developers, and architects who are actually creating blockchain systems, writing code, and solving real-world problems through technology. These are people like David Schwartz. Their focus is utility, scalability, efficiency, and technical innovation. On the other side, you've got investors. These are the people who are analyzing markets, allocating capital, and trying to grow wealth by identifying opportunities early. Their lens is completely different. They care about adoption curves, market psychology, timing, and potential upside. Neither group is better than the other. They just operate from totally different perspectives. And when those perspectives collide, especially on something as speculative as price, disagreements are inevitable. Now, the core of this debate comes from a statement David Schwartz made in response to a model suggesting XRP could potentially reach $10,000 in the future. His argument, simplified, goes something like this. If rational, wealthy investors truly believed there was even a small chance, say 1%, that XRP could hit $10,000 within a decade, then the current price wouldn't be sitting where it is today. It would already be significantly higher, maybe $20 or more, because smart money would have bid it up in anticipation. At first glance, that sounds logical. It's clean, it's rational, and it fits within traditional financial thinking. But here's where I strongly disagree, and not because I think David Schwartz is wrong as a person, but because I think this specific line of reasoning doesn't hold up when you look at how markets actually behave over time. Let me explain. Markets are not perfectly rational. They never have been, and they probably never will be. If they were, we wouldn't see massive bubbles, crashes, or assets going from pennies to thousands of dollars. The idea that price today accurately reflects all future expectations assumes a level of efficiency that simply doesn't exist in reality. And here's the most interesting part. We actually have a real example from David Schwartz himself that challenges this exact logic. Back in 2017, he sold around 40,000 units of Ethereum at a very low price because he believed the major upside had already happened. At that time, it likely seemed reasonable. But what happened next? Ethereum didn't just go up, it exploded in value, reaching levels that would have seemed unrealistic at the time. So if we apply the same logic, if Ethereum was truly going to reach thousands of dollars, shouldn't it have already been priced much higher back then? According to that framework, yes. But in reality, no. That's not how markets work. This is where the flaw becomes obvious. The assumption that if something is going to be worth a lot in the future, it must already be worth more today, ignores the fact that markets take time to understand and price in innovation. It ignores uncertainty, skepticism, lack of awareness, regulatory concerns, and human psychology. All of these factors delay price discovery. Think about it like this. There was a time when people believed no company could ever be worth $1 trillion. It sounded absurd. Then not only did it happen, but companies blew past that number. Today, Nvidia has reached valuations that would have seemed completely impossible decades ago. If you had applied the same logic back then, you would have said, well, if it's going to be worth trillions, why isn't it already higher today? And you would have been wrong. The same principle applies here. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Can XRP realistically reach something like $10,000? From a purely mathematical standpoint, that would imply an absolutely massive market cap, potentially in the hundreds of trillions or more. That's not a small claim. It's not something to casually throw around. And to be clear, I'm not sitting here saying that $10,000 is guaranteed or even likely within a specific time frame. What I am saying is that using current price as a limitation for future potential is a fundamentally flawed way to analyze an emerging technology, especially one as disruptive as cryptocurrency. Because here's the bigger picture. We're not just talking about a company. We're not talking about a product. We're talking about an entirely new financial infrastructure, something that could potentially reshape how value moves across the globe. If XRP or any digital asset becomes a core layer in global liquidity, settlement, and cross-border transactions, then traditional valuation models may not even apply. And that's where things get really interesting. Digital assets have what I like to call asymmetric upside. There's no clear ceiling because there's no historical comparison. We've never had decentralized, borderless, programmable value systems operating at global scale before. So, trying to cap their future value based on today's conditions is like trying to predict the size of the internet before it even went mainstream. Now, of course, there's a flip side. If XRP fails to achieve meaningful adoption, if it remains niche, underutilized, or overshadowed by other technologies, then no, it's not going to reach extreme price levels. The success of the asset is directly tied to its real-world usage and relevance. But if it does succeed, if it becomes a neutral bridge asset used by financial institutions worldwide, if it integrates into the core of global finance, then the upside could be far beyond what most people are currently willing to imagine. And that's the key takeaway. The future price of XRP, or any cryptocurrency, is not determined by where it is today. It's determined by what it becomes. So when someone says, if it were going to reach that level, it would already be priced higher, I don't see that as logic. I see it as a limitation. Because history has shown us again and again that transformative technologies are underestimated until suddenly they're not. At the end of the day, no one, not me, not you, not even someone as experienced as David Schwartz, can perfectly predict where this market is going. The best we can do is analyze, question assumptions, and stay open to possibilities. And if there's one thing crypto has proven over and over again, it's that the impossible has a funny way of becoming reality. Well, guys, that's all we have for you today. What are your thoughts on XRP? Get involved and let us know in the comments down below. If you guys like this video, then be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you for watching.